So yeah, I'm preparing for AFK. I have not attempted AFK yet. Haven't taken AFK yet. I'm preparing for AFK. I'll give you preparing for AFK. Wonderful. So I would start with the orientation now. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, actually. Welcome to Scholars Dental ADAT Orientation 2025. Thank you for coming and thank you for joining. It means a lot. Okay. Now, as I was discussing with you, with all of you, everyone, we have students who have given AFK and now they are planning for ADAT. And then there are students who are preparing for AFK and simultaneously want to prepare for ADAT or they want to know more about ADAT. And then we have students who want to give ADAT but have yet not given AFK. So I would be giving you an idea of what ADAT is and how we would be providing you training and education for that. How can we help you in your journey? And then at the end, I would be answering any questions which you guys have, and we would be more than happy to help you along the journey. Okay? So what the first and foremost question is, what is ADAT? Okay, so ADAT is basically an exam which was initially instituted and still being instituted for the admission into the residency programs in US. But from past 2 years, it has been used by the Canadian universities to assess your knowledge and your competency, how they say it, to go through and complete a program, a university program. ADAT, when the admissions for the universities happen, is always accompanied by your interviews or bench tests or other requirements by the universities. But this test is usually taken as an initial step for the admission process. Okay, so what does it basically test? Okay, ADAT basically tests your knowledge regarding your biomedical sciences, clinical sciences, and your judgment in formulating a diagnosis and preparing a treatment plan in a clinical scenario, and the basic knowledge about biostatistics, evidence-based dentistry, and some of the advanced biostatistics also. Okay. Now, the next question is, who should apply for ADAT? Number one, ADAT was always being used as a program which the US residency programs were using as their initial test for the admission. Okay. Now, it has been used by Canadian universities for the admission into the gap training program, for these advanced training programs, advanced placement programs. Different universities have different names for that. Till last year, only 5 universities were taking ADAT, but from 2025, 7 universities are taking ADAT as the point of entry examination for their advanced placement programs. Okay. And second, the recent news is that the universities which are offering gap training programs for the specialities. For example, you are a specialist back home and there is a seat for a gap training program for the specialty. So for the admission to that as an initial entry examination, now ADAT is required. Earlier it was, I think, DSATP. So it has been replaced now by your ADAT. So ADAT plus interviews plus other requirements which has to be fulfilled for the universities. And once you do that, then you enter into the gap training program, and then you are eligible to sit for the specialty, national specialty examination. So ADAT is becoming very, very popular, where almost where all the universities are taking it as an entry point. Okay, so which universities in Canada now are accepting ADAT for their advanced placement programs? So every university has their own name. Every university has their own application procedure, requirements, application deadlines, and the interview dates, and the course start timings, right? Um, I would strongly encourage all of you who are interested in going through the university pathway to go to the respective universities and very carefully note down all the relevant details and plan your exam and your future steps accordingly. Okay, because what I hear from everyone is there's loads of confusion. When is the program starting? When is the last date? How is the interview? What are the requirements? It is always good to go back to the source. The universities have done a meticulous job in providing all the information on their websites. And if you are doubtful about anything, you can always go back to universities, call them, and ask them about your queries. And you're more than welcome to ask us. So we have a consult link. The admin will send you the consult link anytime if you guys have any doubt for those students who are joining new, right? Who want to join or who want to pursue ADAT and have not joined the program yet. So we would be sending you the consult link. You are more than welcome to contact us, and we can always talk more about your path, how you want to proceed further, and how we can help you in the process. Okay, so now University of Toronto from 2 years, McGill, University of Saskatchewan, University of Alberta, University of Manitoba, and now Western also, and University of Dalhousie also. So now everybody is taking ADAT for their training program. Okay, I would be taking all your questions at the end. I would clear all your doubts, right? Just so how to apply? That is the first step. You have to go to the ADA website and create a dent pen. Okay, so this dent pen remains as your number with the ADA. Then you apply for ECE USA evaluations. Okay, then you go once you have the ECE evaluations. First have your dent pen, then you have your ECE evaluations, and then you apply for your ADAT. Once your application is approved, it usually takes 2 days, if I'm not wrong. And then you can go and you can secure a seat wherever you desire or wherever the availability is via Pearson's. Okay. If you ask for my opinion, I would personally suggest to start looking for the seats as soon as possible because there's more competition, the seats gets filled, and you would want to give the exam probably by May or June so that you start applying to the university sooner. But anyhow, the people who are not prepared yet or who want to give exams in July or August, this exam is instituted from March to August. Okay, you can choose any date between that. So I think 30th of August is the last date. So till that time, whenever you get the seat, please book a seat. And I would suggest book a seat at least 60 days before, like 60 days in advance. Like you are planning to give the exam, at least 60 days in advance, you book your seat, right? Anything, this is a nutshell, this is a summary of everything. If you want to go and read more about in details, there is an ADAT Guide 2025. If you search for ADAT on the website of ADA, there is a practical guide 2025, which has detailed information about how the exam is instituted, what are the requirements for that, and what are the topics or the subjects you are evaluated on. Okay, for example, we have biomedical sciences, clinical sciences, and biostatistics. So biomedical sciences, we have around 80 questions, and And then we have clinical sciences around 80 questions and around 40 questions for your biomedical sciences, right? Or alternatively, you can just book a consult and we can help you with the- we can help you with charting out the process, and along the way we can help you with the whatever your questions are. Now, the most important question, the other important question which we usually get from all the students, I'm trying to tackle all the questions which I'm getting from students. So what is our target score? That is our target score, but I want to discuss how the scoring has changed over the period of time, right? So if you talk about the percentile, if you see around 590, it's like 90th percentile. So it's at the score of 590, a total ADAT score, like scale score, 590. So it is usually in a scale of 10. Everything is going in a scale of 10. So how it is calculated is a very complex process, which they have tried to explain in their practical guide. But they calculate your scores on a on a scale, right? So, but we have to understand that around 90th percentile falls somewhere around like 590, 600. So when I talk to my students, I usually say, okay, at least we have to try to get higher scores because it increases our chances of being called for the interviews more, right? So if you see the graph, this graph has been released by ADAT as overall score, and it has increased. The overall score is increasing like every year. So this is a chart which has been summarized for 2024, right? So if you see here, more of the people are getting 720, 680, 640, 600. People are getting 600. And so I would say it, it's good to prepare extensively and to aim for higher scores, right? Now, for the people who have already given AFK and for the people who are studying for AFK, how the ADAT is different from AFK is another important question, right? In ADAT, we have more concepts in terms of biomedical sciences. More questions are being asked in terms of clinical anatomy and the clinical applications of the concepts in the biomedical sciences. Okay? Extensive biostatistics and biostatistics problem solving. So the questions on biostatistics, you have to know two things. One is the right knowledge. And the second thing is how to solve the biostatistic questions. So two things go hand in hand, right knowledge and right way to answer those questions, right? When you go to their practical guide, they have given very clear information about how they structure their questions and what they are evaluating you on, right? So when we do our course, we prepare you accordingly so that if a question comes, you should have enough knowledge and you should be able to answer those questions in the most appropriate manner. Okay. And the last and the most important is the clinical sciences. So in AFK, you study theory, right? You study about prostho, endo, restorative dentistry, and then you study about implants, and then you study about pediatric dentistry. Now, when you come to ADAT, you will get clinical cases. You will get charts, and based on those charts, you will be asked questions. You would be given models and you could be given radiographs. You have to analyze radiographs. And based on all the information which is presented to you in terms of cases, in terms of radiographs, in terms of models, you have to analyze the complete information and answer those questions. So basically, it boils down to two things. Again, the right information which you have gathered in AFK. So I always tell my students to go back to your AFK knowledge in terms of the clinical sciences. It is always go back to read the theory from there. But once you come here, what we teach you is how to solve the clinical cases, how to formulate a diagnosis, and how to formulate a treatment plan, and how to develop the judgment about answering the questions. So this is what we teach at ADAT in terms of clinical sciences. Okay. Now, how to approach ADAT? I was talking earlier to many students. There are many students, again, who have given ADAT. Some are giving ADAT. Some are preparing for, sorry, some have done the AFK. Some are preparing for AFK, and some who have not started AFK. So we have two programs with us. One is a comprehensive program in which we ask you to do AFK and ADAT together. And other is a bridging program where we bridge your knowledge from AFK to ADAT. Okay, but we take the base knowledge of AFK and we build on that. And we add additional things which are required. We add the judgment part, the clinical part, an extensive biostatistics part to it, and we teach it as an ADAT bridging course, right? So how to approach ADAT? What is the right way to do it? Review your AFK videos. We would be providing you with the AFK videos if you are our old AFK student. So, or you are a new student, or you have joined AFK, sorry, you have joined ADAT. So we would be providing you with the relevant videos to review the AFK content. Then we would have extensive live lectures which would happen on Sundays. It would be a weekend. So you would have extensive live lectures where we would be discussing about biomedical sciences. Again, what to read, how to approach, and what is the correct way to study biomedical sciences, because it is so extensive, right? You cannot go and start reading from books, right? So yeah. And then the recordings would be available. You would have a constant support via WhatsApp. Now, there's another thing we are doing is we are giving you access to the videos from the time you register till the end of the session, that is August, or till the end when you give your exam. So you would have the access to some of the AFK basic sciences videos. So I want to just clarify here that when I talk about AFK videos, it does not mean that we would be giving you an access to the entire AFK, only the basic sciences videos, which we seem are required for building that base for your ADAT. So we would be providing you with that, okay? So you would have a constant support via WhatsApp. You would have live question answer sessions. We would schedule the sessions periodically between your April to August. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, so we can always meet during the weekends over Zoom and we can try and answer your questions. Okay. And then we would have mock exams. We have 3 mock exams, extensive mock exams, which would be based entirely on what you will experience during your exam. You will have the same kind of time, you will have the same kind of schedule breaks and extensive mock. And then we would have the discussion regarding those mocks in the weekend. So this is how we go about ADAT. Okay. Any questions so far? Anybody has any questions? So the question is it advisable to study for both exams at the same time, AFK and ADAT, or could it negatively affect the AFK results? So what we advise our students is we have a program which is called AFK Mastery Program. Okay, in that we give you more time to complete your AFK program, and simultaneously we ask our students to our students can prepare for ADAT if they are going for ADAT exam. It depends on you. It depends on person to person, like where you are, how fast, how much time can you give, how much time can you devote, right? We usually prefer AFK mastery to be taken in September and then prepare for ADAT once you are almost in the middle of that program, so that you are doing both the programs together, right? Okay, Dr. Kriti said, my exam is scheduled for March 11. I see the mocks extend till March 23rd. Yes, we have. Can I please be given an early access to the last two mocks? Kriti, this is an admin question. I cannot give you a concrete answer right now, but I can always forward your request and we can see what we can do for you. Okay? And we have students who have joined our ADAT program, which would be starting from tomorrow. We have a first lecture tomorrow. So we would be finishing our course in February and March, by the end of March. Any student who wants to join the course beyond that, you're most welcome to do that. You will have access to the video recordings. And as I said, we would be meeting periodically during the week to cover up any of your questions. Just give me a minute. So I was just taking up a few questions. So, sorry. So during the entire course, we will have access to the ADAT videos course. Yes. How long do you recommend studying? Okay, what's happening? Just give me a second. Okay, how long do you recommend studying to prepare for ADAT exam? If you have done your AFK, I would say you would need 2 months of extensive studying. I did that. I did my AFK, and then I personally I did it after my ACJ. That was my personal thing. So even after AFK, like how we are training the students right now, and what we are seeing is the ideal results are you have done your AFK, and then you are building your knowledge about ADAT on that. You give 2 months of extensive study. You're studying all the content, and you are giving your tests, you are giving your mocks, you are having your discussions, and then you're going for exam that is yielding the best results. Do we have both ACJ and AFK and then do ADAT, or we can do ADAT only? You can do ADAT after AFK. That is always advisable. But if you want to do ADAT only, so what we are teaching right now in an ADAT bridging course is a knowledge which is built up on AFK. So if you are doing ADAT only right now, at that point of time, you will have to do your AFK study on your own. What we always guide is AFK and build on it with ADAT. Okay? Can you enlighten me about the ADAT exam, that how many times I can take the exam from March to 2? I think it is 2 times, but you can confirm it on the ADAT website, but I guess it is 2 times. Okay? If we give ADAT in a particular year and don't get proper scores, so plan on attempting next year, do we have to go through the registration process and document submission again? No. No. How often do you start a new course? We are starting our new course tomorrow, and it will be for 2 months. And after that, if you plan to join, you will have access to all the recorded videos, and we would be meeting periodically for your question answer session, and you will have all the support from us. My pleasure. Okay. So this is what we were discussing, basically. One is an ADAT comprehensive program that is both AFK plus ADAT bridging course. So have the AFK knowledge, then build on it with ADAT bridging course. Or if you have already given AFK and you have that knowledge with you, so that is ADAT add-on program. We are starting tomorrow. It is February 9th. You would have all the live lectures, extensive live lectures on Sundays. And then you have your mock exams with discussions in March. And then you have access to all the videos till your exam date or the end of the ADAT taking session, that is August. Depends, right? The other option is if you don't want to register now, you can register from like any time till August, but you will have access to the recorded sessions, right? And you would have access to the mocks, and we would do live Q&A sessions periodically with you all. So this is how we do our ADAT bridging program. Hello, doctor. My exam is scheduled in April. Do I get to attend live Q&A sessions in a way it's helpful for my scheduled exam date? Depending on the date, Dr. Atulya, if you are doing a 2 months extensive program, that is the bridging program, it is very extensive. Every Saturday, every Sunday, we would be having the live question hour session, the lecture sessions, and then the mock discussions. You're more than welcome to answer any of your questions in the live sessions, or you would have the WhatsApp support and the email support. However you like, you can send your questions to us and we would be answering your questions there. And your question, do I get to attend live Q&A session in a way it is helpful for my scheduled exam date? If we have a scheduled live Q&A session before your exam date, you would be more than welcome to attend. Okay? For those of us in AFK Mastery course, is now a good time to join this ADAT course, or is it better to finish the Mastery course first? If you guys can manage your time, I would say it's good to attend, but it all depends on you. I cannot answer this question for you. I always recommend AFK and then ADAT, because then you are concentrating on your AFK and then ADAT. But it all depends on you. If you think you can manage, you can join. I have joined AFK plus ADAT course and just given my AFK exam. Wonderful. Also, I have enrolled for ACJ. Yes, I saw. Welcome. How should I manage these together? Okay. You would have to put in more effort, more time, extensive studying, and you will have to manage your time. Okay? Is Canadian Masters a plus point for getting into universities? If yes, then which ones? Okay, there are certain universities which do ask you to give your resume or CV. In that, you do mention your educational credentials and qualifications. So there are certain universities which do ask for that. Then there are certain universities which do not ask for your CV. So it depends on the university. Now, which ones? For the detailed explanation, I would request you, as I said earlier, go to individual university's website, go into requirements, thoroughly analyze that, and note down the points which are required for each university. Or if you want to discuss something, you can always book and consult with us and we can discuss one-on-one with you. For example, you are interested in one of the universities, you are more than welcome to book a consult with us and we can help you in exploring your options there, right? What if I want to give only ADAT? So there is any course for only ADAT. I don't have any exposure of AFK and I don't want to give AFK. So Dr. Ronak, right now what we are suggesting is do AFK and then build on ADAT. That is the right approach to go about it. Eventually, we are planning to combine, but for now, what we suggest is AFK plus ADAT or AFK and then ADAT. Is dental hygiene program beneficial? Do chances of getting accepted increases? Dr. Ria, I cannot answer this question for you because it all depends on the universities, how your interview goes, how your ADAT score is, how your GPA is, how your CV is, and how your English scores are. So every university has their own requirements. So once we go through it, we should be able to answer that better. But yes, if you have a university which is accepting CV, so in that point, it should be helpful. Can we do ADAT on our 5th year before internship? And does internship increases the chances of acceptance? And if we do ADAT for entering master and residency programs? Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, can we do ADAT on our 5th year before internship? So if you are in a Canadian university, or if you are in a US university and you are doing your DDS, at that point of time, what I understand is the students give ADAT for applying to the residency programs in US. So yes, I think you can give, but you have to look for the requirements in terms of the documentation uh, regarding each university and each program, right? We had one question from Dr. Ronak. What if I want to give only ADAT? So is there any course for only ADAT? So yes, just confirm this, telling you everyone that if you want to go only for ADAT, then I would say it is AFK plus ADAT. So do AFK. If you have time, choose for AFK Mastery, because then you have more time to prepare for AFK plus ADAT. But it is always to build on the knowledge. Have the knowledge of ADAT and have the knowledge of AFK and then give ADAT. Okay, I hope this answers your questions. And then the third one, we have both AFK plus ADAT bridging course. This is what Dr. Ronak was talking about. So we call it as ADAT comprehensive program. So here we suggest you to enroll for AFK Mastery, because AFK Mastery allows you to complete the AFK program over a longer duration of time, probably, I think, if I'm not wrong, around 7 months. And 7 months, and then simultaneously you can prepare for your ADAT also. Okay, so will ADAT course be beneficial for my AFK exam? For sure. Knowledge also always adds up, for sure. But AFK itself, the course which is offered here in Scholars itself, is such a comprehensive course that I think it covers all the knowledge which you require to go in for your exam. Okay. About English scores. Do we need them if we already have a Canadian degree in English? I will ask the university as well, but if you had an idea about it. I think, doctor, you require it because there are certain requirements, but you can always talk to the university if they can waive that for you. Okay. So we have shared a link for AFK Mastery Program. So I was saying 7 months. So it is an 8 to 9 months program. And that gives you more time to prepare for your AFK. And if you want to add ADAT to it, that would give you enough time to prepare for it. Okay. My question about finishing the mastery course is related to material studied so far. Do we need to complete all the AFK content right now? We are covering dental materials. No, you can start simultaneously. Okay, you can start simultaneously. You would have access to all the knowledge, you can start simultaneously. Any questions? Any more questions, doctors? So we have time today. Any more questions about ADAT? How you guys want to proceed with it? Should I apply for INDBE as well later? Is it similar or we'll need a separate course? I think, doctor, you can apply for INDB. After you have comprehensively prepared for AFK and ADAT, you can always apply for INDB. Can creating DentPin ECE evaluation approval from ADAT all be done before March? Okay, DentPin you can create in 1 day. ECE evaluation, if you send your documents, it would require you 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so you would need 2 to 3 to 4 weeks right now to complete these documentations. And once you have, you can apply for ADAT. The fee structure is around $800 or something. And once you go there, you can, once you apply for ADAT, you receive a confirmation from them. And once you receive a confirmation from them, you can go to the Pearson's website and book a seat for you. So the seat for the ADAT opens from March to August, right? You can book the seats as per your preparation and when do you want to take the exam. I personally recommend our students to give the exam by June so that they are ready to apply to the universities as per their application requirements, right? So if you are starting now, I would recommend you to start now and fill everything so that once the seats open, you're ready to just book a seat. Okay. Can ADAT exam be used for gap training for international dentists for specialty programs? They are asking for ADAT now. And the same exam for DDS. Yes. So they are asking ADAT program, ADAT for the admissions for the gap training program for the internationally trained specialists. So there are 3 universities who are offering the gap training programs, but the seats open depending on depending on the availability every year. So if you're trained in a particular specialty and your seat opens, you need an ADAT interview plus your application requirements submitted to the university, and they will analyze you for the gap if you're eligible for the gap training program or not. How long is the ECE evaluation valid for? I think it is valid, doctor. I'm not sure about the exact number, but it is. I'm not sure, but you can check it on their website or you can call their helpline, because if yours is very old, then probably they can just renew it for you. But it has to be ECE US evaluation. Okay. TOEFL versus IELTS. I'm confused because I've IELTS before with good bands. It's expired now, but I also want to keep my option open for universities as well, which mostly accept TOEFL. I personally gave IELTS at that point of time when I was applying for the university. Yes, US universities accept TOEFL. So you can weigh your options. If you want to give TOEFL, I think that score should be valid for both US and Canada. Does that answer your question, Dr. Aisha? Is there higher chances to the university route where INDBE or ADAT has similar hurdles? In what terms, Dr. Sarang? I didn't understand. Is there higher chances to the university route via INDB or ADAT has similar hurdles? I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question. If you can open your mic, I would be more than happy to.
Hi there, doctor. How are you doing today?
Good, good.
Hello.
Yeah, good, good, doctor. Please ask.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Please, doctor, go ahead. Go ahead, doctor. Does US universities accept ADAT also? So US universities for their DDS programs, they take INDBE only. There are some universities which do say that they accept ADAT as an add-on. But usually the US universities are accepting ADAT for their residency programs. Okay. So the difficulty level must be same for IELTS and TOEFL, or is IELTS more doable? I cannot answer that for you, doctor. Sorry, because I have given IELTS, so I can say that I can talk about that, but I cannot talk about TOEFL. All right, any more questions, guys? So, yes. Yes, doctor, please ask. Yes, Dr. Madhulika, please. I think you need PR for the loans, doctor. Okay. If we are taking May ACJ, how late should we give ADAT in June to apply to all universities? Okay, I would just pause the question and answers here, and I will come back to your question. Now, for the students who are going in for the ADAT program with us from tomorrow, you have to go back and review the basic sciences videos of AFK, which we have given as the baseline videos or the baseline knowledge for your ADAT. Tomorrow would be your first biomedical sciences lecture. So we would start your lecture in the morning and we would be discussing how to approach biomedical sciences, what topics to be covered with respect to that. And then you would have entire 1 week to go back to your videos, review it, review the recorded session, and then we would have second biomedical session on next Sunday. Okay, so I would encourage all the doctors not to rely on the recorded sessions, but to attend the live lectures, because we would have a very interactive discussion and we would be going through the very minute details of the biomedical sciences tomorrow in the live lecture. All right. Any questions from the students who have already joined? Any questions from them regarding how to, all of you got the access, and any doubts from you how you want to start with it? Everyone is clear with that? Okay. Okay. Is there any training in French? There are always courses which are available for the training in French, doctor, but we do not offer that. No. Okay, if we are taking May ACJ, how late should we give ADAT in June to apply all universities? Okay, so this is a very important question which Dr. Sarita has put. So I think the last day of application at my time for University of Toronto was in June, but now I think it is in July, right? So the test results, according to the ADAT website, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to come. So you have to have that margin before giving the test and before the last date of the application for the universities you want to apply. No, you need the results because your results will be sent to your universities directly. Okay, when you when you start doing when you start the application for the ADAT, you choose the universities where you want to apply. And at that point of time, if you are choosing, for example, University of Toronto, at that point of time, your results of ADAT would go directly to them. Yes, you would be receiving the book for ADAT. Yes, there would be a book for ADAT just like AFK. You would have a portal where you would have some of the recorded basic sciences videos from the AFK for review, which we think are very important for your baseline knowledge for the ADAT. And you would have access to those videos. And then you would have a book which would be available to you online in the portal. And then you would have a hard copy of the book. How many attempts do we have in total? 2 in a year or 2 in a lifetime? No, I think 2 in a year, doctor. But you can always go back and check from the ADAT website. How many spots are available per university? For example, Western. How many spots are available per university? For example, Western, do you know? So every year, the amount of seats which are available per university changes. So for 2025, it is always good to go back to the universities. I'm like repeating this again and again. It is always good to go back to the universities, go thoroughly through their admission requirements, the amount of seats available, because it's a dynamic thing. Every year it changes. So you should know this year, the year for which you are applying, how many seats are there, right? Okay, any more questions? What's the best minimum GPA required for acceptance? Okay, Dr. Atulya, when you send your documents to the universities, I think they look at it from their own perspective. I personally have heard people like 3.8, 4, 3.7 also, and a few less, but I cannot comment on that because every university is different, right? So that is what we know about it. Okay, now we are approaching the end of the session. So just a reminder for everyone. So the students who are doing AFK or who have already done AFK, it's a very good idea to register for the ADAT bridging course, because that would add on to your knowledge of AFK. So our course is starting from tomorrow, and it will be February and March. And for those who have already registered, your first session would be tomorrow morning. Please join on time because we would be discussing biomedical sciences in absolute detail. All right. All right, we have a link for you. If you want to look into the ADAT course, you can always join there. And for those who are attending tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Thank you, doctor. All right. Thank you, everyone. It's 9:30, doctor, I guess, but you would have a link in your class. It's 9:30. Yeah, sure, Dr. Tamina, please.
Hi, doctor. So I have a question. Can you hear me?
Sure, please go ahead.
So my question is like I did the ASK course already with the scholars, and now I'm in
Wonderful.
the ADAT course. So my ASK course, I think I have some lacking. So what are you suggesting? Like if I take the ASK mastery course, it's gonna help me so that I can prepare for INDEB and
Doctor,
ASK
I'm
in the.
not, sorry, I cannot hear you. There's too much of disturbance in your voice. Can you,
So can you hear
can
me
you,
now?
yeah, go ahead. I'll try and listen. Tell me.
So I already take the ASK and ADAT course with the scholars.
Wonderful.
And what do you suggest? Like if I take the ASK mastery course, it's gonna help me with INBDE as well.
So, doctor, I always say that when you are taking AFK, that's a very comprehensive knowledge. And when you build on it with ADAT, that completes the amount of knowledge you require for taking these exams. So if you have taken AFK plus ADAT, you should be able to go and give the INDB exam very confidently.
Thank you, doctor.
All right. I hope that answers your question, doctor.
Thank you, doctor. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Any other questions, doctors? All right. All right. Take care, doctors. Thank you.